When it comes to buying the perfect mower for your lawn care business, there's really 4 things you need to consider when it comes to price. Most people just look at one thing, and that's what's the sticker cost on this mower. But really there's 4 different things that are gonna cost you money and you wanna take into consideration when you're buying a mower. The acquisition price is pretty straightforward. It's the bigger the mower, the more it's gonna cost. I've done a breakdown of the different types of mowers before and which ones are gonna be the best for your budget. But ultimately, if you get a wider deck, if you get it more commercial in terms of like just bulkier and better built, a better warranty, you're gonna be paying more for the acquisition price of the mower. But that's not the only cost we're taking into consideration. You gotta keep in mind what it's gonna cost to store the piece of equipment. For example, if I have this big beast, I'm not gonna be able to put this in a small storage unit. I'm not gonna be able to even potentially put it in my garage if I'm just getting started because it is literally 6 feet, 7 feet wide. That's extremely wide, extremely large, and not only is the cost of storage, but storing on my trailer. If I'm getting a small trailer that's single axle, I'm probably not gonna be able to fit this thing. If I don't want a trailer at all and have like a ramp rack, for example, I'm not gonna be able to store this piece of equipment on that setup. So the size of your mower and the cost that you pay on the initial isn't really anything compared to the cost of storing this thing in terms of a bigger trailer, a bigger truck, and potentially more storage in terms of garage, a storage unit, or a big shop space. The third cost is maintenance. If you buy things brand new, you're gonna have less maintenance costs, especially in the first 500 to 1,000 hours of that equipment being used. So if you're gonna go buy a used piece of equipment off Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, yes, your acquisition cost might be lower, but you might be in here for more maintenance because there's cost of maintaining the thing. And if you're not mechanically inclined and you're having to bring that to a dealer and pay $100, $150 an hour, the cost of maintenance on that piece of used equipment might actually outweigh the benefits of that lower acquisition price. Also, keep in mind that the cost of maintenance is also determined by how far away is the dealer that's gonna service that brand. If you have to travel an extra 50 miles to service one specific type of mower, the cost of maintenance on that machine is gonna be significantly higher than if you went with a similar machine but from a dealer that was more close to you and you get parts much cheaper from in your local area. Now you might wanna switch brands of the mower that you're using or potentially even switch the type of mower from like a sit-down mower to a stand-on mower. Keep in mind, another cost associated with the actual mower is the cost to train all of your new staff. In my opinion, this is potentially the most important thing to consider when it comes to what type of mower you're buying and the cost associated with it. Because if I have 5 or 10 employees and it takes me several hours to train them on a piece of equipment that they've never seen before, never operated, and they're not familiar with this setup, it actually, by the time I extrapolate how much I pay them per hour, I might be spending a couple $1,000s on just training my crew on a new piece of equipment. This is also why it's super important to have more standardized setups where you have the same mowers, is to reduce the amount of cost associated with training your employees, especially new employees, on every single different type of mower or setup that you have.